This video will show you how to connect to the VPN that we're doing right now and create field logs. We turn the VPN on, now we're connected in there, and we log into the B2W app. We're able to create field logs. Press the sign in button. Usually it's going to be your first letter of your first name and then your last name. Log in with your special PIN. We're actually going to go in and change it right now so that you can set your own personal PIN. Syncing allows it to connect back to our server here. You must sync the field log every day. And now we're going to go through creating a new blank field log. We selected the date and our foreman. We're going to go add an attachment here. Now we're going to go add a job. You'll type in the job number that you're looking for. This one is a certified pay job. Now we're going to add our phase codes that we worked on throughout the day. The check mark means it's included. And now we're just going to keep adding the phase codes. There's no reason to hit the add and continue. If you don't want to, you can just keep adding them and then go down to the next one. Now we're going to add our employees. Since this was a certified pay job, and if employees have different roles, you have to add them twice. So we added Edgar twice here for the 2 roles he performed the day on that certified pay job. Now we're going to go and add our equipment. After we added all that stuff, it goes down. Now we can see it. Here are the 3 phases we added. This is where you can enter the quantities for the day, but quantities are not required. So as you can see in this video, I only added quantities for one of the phase codes. Now we have to go through the employees and select the type of work they performed. So we have Edgar in twice here because he performed 8 hours as a common laborer, and then now we're going to add him in as a backhoe operator where he only worked a few hours. But because there's 2 different roles on a certified job, you got to add the employee twice. So Hermie here, he worked on 3 separate phases, but he was a laborer the whole day, so we didn't need to add him twice. I'm searching for the type of work that Oscar did. And then we're going to add in the hours. Our total hours is going to be at the bottom. And now we're going to assign the employee to the vehicle and put the hours that they were operating the vehicle to the phase code. Now we're just doing a review, validate and submit it. We have some warnings pop up. These warnings are for us not putting quantities for certain types of phases. Since these ones are orange triangles, we're able to still submit this field log, even though we still have some warnings. Now I'm just going to go back and validate and submit this again. These are the same warnings that we already had. Since it turned purple, we know that it was submitted and will be sent off to the foreman to review, or the superintendent to review. And now we're just going to go through and copy this field log. You can bring over anything. You can copy the jobs, the phases, the employees, the equipment. And now we're just going to kind of go through the next day, what we would have to submit. Since our job and phases came over, we are just going to kind of review what came over. We are going to put our quantity in again. And I'm adding another phase because we didn't have it from the previous day. So now we're adding that phase. And I go through here to try to just do a little mock-up of what would happen. If you are just kind of working through some of these. And since Edgar was only working one role, we're just going to delete this one out of here. I used this one as a guinea pig to show you what it's like if you don't put a type in there, and see what errors might come up if you didn't put a type. We're just going to validate and submit this and see what happens, see what errors we get back. As you can see, we have the orange triangles and the red triangles. The orange ones are just showing us that we're missing our quantity for the day, and then the red triangle is showing us that we forgot to put the labor type in. And if it's a red triangle, we're not able to submit this. So I end up just deleting Edgar out of there because we don't need him for two different roles on this one. Now now we should be able to submit this field log and have the only errors come up is the missing quantities. So we'll go look here, same errors, but we are able to submit it because we only had orange errors. If you have red errors, you have to stop and go back and change those, or this field log will not be submitted to the super. And that is pretty much all we have to do. That's pretty much how they look. I think I might go over how to kind of look for the field logs and approve them. So I'm just looking at Hermes right now. And we can see that the 2 purple ones we submitted, and now we're going to be able to go approve these as a super. Looks good. We're just going to approve it. Yep, we understand we're missing the quantities, and it's going to change to it being green, which means that field log has been approved. If it came back red, that means the field got rejected. So here we go. There it is, it's green, so we're all good to go. Field log is approved.